So for this trick, we're going to make use of an interesting spelling principle. So in this particular case, we're going to have the spectator call stop anytime they want. Let's say they happen to call stop over here on the 4 of hearts. Now, of course, they could call stop anytime they want. They can actually mix up the deck if they want, but we're going to give them a little bit of instruction here that you want them to mentally spell the card. And we're going to spell that using one card at a time here. So if their card, for example, is an ace, they would spell along with me. So that would be A, C, E, O, F, and so on. So in this case, you want them to mentally spell the card in their mind as you run through the deck. So you're going to go through this. Ooh, I just felt you stop. I just felt you stop there. You stopped spelling cards, didn't you? Yes, you did. Let me just think of your card. Say your card over and over again. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting an impression here. Your card is actually the 4 of hearts. The spectators, of course, going to lose their mind. And you say, wait a second. This is interesting. You could have mixed the deck in any way you wanted. You could have thought of any card. Ultimately, you ended up thinking of the 4 of hearts, which is fairly interesting because that's exactly where we stopped. Oh boy. Oh boy, what a fun coincidence here. What a fun coinky dink, as they say. So here, it's a very, very simple thing. All we're doing is we're glimpsing at the card. So when the spectator calls stop, let's say they happen to call stop here in the 10 of clubs, we're going to make use of an overhand shuffle peek. So we're just going to spread through. I like to reestablish the break. So this time it's above the 10 of clubs. So in this case, it's no longer below. Now it's actually going to be above the 10 of clubs. So at this point, I'm going to do the Mahatma shuffle to control that card to the top of the deck, getting my peek as well. This is a technique that I've discussed many times, not only on the Academy, but also on the YouTube channel itself. And it's one of my favorites because it controls the card and allows you to peek at it simultaneously. So in this case, their card is on top. And because we've done this milk shuffle, where we're squeezing the cards on both sides, we could simply peek at the lower index of the card as we shuffle by just pushing with our fingertips. You see what our sneaky fingertips are doing? Now, once we get the peek, we could actually hand the deck to the spectator and have them shuffle because ultimately we already know the identity of their card. So when we take the deck back, all we're going to do is we're going to go through the deck until we spot their card, and we're actually going to cut it with 3 more cards above it. So we're going to cut this card with 3 more cards above it to the top of the deck, because those are the cards we're going to use in our example. So in our example, we're going to reiterate to the spectator what we want them to do. In this case, you want them to mentally spell their card, and we're going to go through the deck with 1 card representing each letter. So for example, they're thinking the ace, you want them to spell along with you in their minds. So that would be A, C, E, O, F, S, P, A, whatever, until you complete the card. Now, it's very important you include the OF because sometimes people might forget the OF. Now, of course, what have we done is that we've used the top 3 cards as an example. We've placed these on the bottom, and now their card is going to be on top. So they're going to spell this card, in this case, mentally, and you want to go through this slowly. So you're going to spell along with them silently. You don't want to do it out loud because then they're going to know the gig. So in this case, that'd be TENOFCLUBS. And at this point, you can say, whoa, you just stopped spelling, didn't you? Which is going to be a little bit of an interesting moment because they really did stop spelling at that point, assuming they know how to spell 10 of clubs. You might want to use in a spectator that's of college level, at least, to do this. Actually, some people might not even know how to spell cards at college level. That's not the point here. You want to pick somebody that's smart. Now, at this point, we're going to make use of a little bit of a time misdirection because we're actually going to reveal the card to them, which is going to provide us with the sufficient time misdirection to be able to spread these cards and very convincingly show them that this is where they called stop at, which happens to be the card. Now, in this case, we're going to do this wonderful principle that I first saw done, I believe, by Paul Curry. He does it on a table where he deals the cards and he gets into the cross-cut position. From there, we're doing this in the hands, and we are implementing the use of one of my favorite moves, which is the reverse spread. Again, I've seen Al Schneider do this wonderfully in a force, but we're using this with time misdirection. So what we're going to do is we're going to reveal the card to the spectator that we peeked. In this case, we're going to reveal that they're thinking of the 10 of clubs. Now, of course, that's going to create an offbeat. And while you're revealing the card, all you're going to do is simply spread the cards and close them back up, out jogging the card that is last. So in this case, the card that is last happened to have been originally the top card. And in this case, that's going to be our kicker. So once we reveal the card to the spectator, we could then show that they managed to actually stop us exactly on that card, thus proving a little bit of synchronicity, a little bit of a coincidence effect, and also mind reading because we're able to apparently read their minds here. So it's a very interesting use of the spelling principle and gets better reactions than you would assume. I don't know why spelling tricks, for some reason, tend to get really good reactions. They seem to be fairly fair when it comes to the methodology. Usually it's involving the spectators think of one card just like that. This one's just an interesting one that involves just a control and a peek, and that's pretty much it. Control, peek, and subtlety. And that's what we're making use of. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you guys for being piggybackers, and I hope to see you on the next one.